about an hour or so into the trip, and gonna try to do another day at sea. We'll see how it goes. Just trying to get as many miles as we can in and do it safely. So yeah, just before I left the harbor, I got a report of a solo sailor that I guess fell overboard last night, and his boat was on the rocks, and he didn't make it. So I'm really trying to digest that. It's very sobering, and it definitely has put me on point. So we'll talk about that later. But right now, I just want to get to sailing, tripping up the sails. We're about an hour in, so we're going to see how many miles we can get today. We'll come back later. So after hearing about the unfortunate accident with the boater who fell overboard and relaying that story to my shore crew, I wanted to make sure I showed them that I was indeed practicing all the proper aspects of safety, being jacked into the boat, using the jack line, being tethered in, and no matter what, even in the cockpit, not losing focus of the fact that you do have to be connected to the boat no matter what, especially when you are on your own. It definitely gives pause, and you definitely have to make it foremost priority to always stay on the boat. The tether and the jack lines are the only thing that keeps you connected not only to the boat but also to your loved ones and friends that care about you, and that's paramount. That should be the number one thought as you're out, or as I'm out solo sailing. So I wanted to share that, reviewing on the experience and making sure that I double down on my tactics for staying connected to the boat. Rule number 1, stay on the boat. Good times. Still keeping our eye on 2 thunderstorm systems that might develop. So we're trying to pick the most opportune time because the wind's going to die down as well to tack. So we can avoid those. But so far, having a good time. Okay, it's soon time for the night shift to come on. In the night shift, we're gonna refin that jib a little bit and then get all our LEDs and things ready. Everything's been charged, and check the batteries are fully very well. So then we will turn on our running lights here in just a little bit. Very nice. So far, still on that southeast wind, and our course is dialed in right to the harbor, but that's many hours away. So we're 60 miles total. We've got 40 to go to get our 100. Okay, it is time to get ready. Batteries are doing good. Around the house. Okay. Running lights. Okay. Got our flashlight. Bring this in the cockpit and headlamp. We got a headlamp, and then nighttime is always special, and especially I like timing these sales with the full moon so that I can see everything around me. Now my AIS radio at the time of this video, so several weeks ago, I already got it back, but it was under repair, so at the time I didn't have it, so it makes it very hard to see if there are other ships around, though shipping traffic was very quiet on this particular night that I was out sailing, but I do love having the boat organized. I can see everything. I feel very comfortable. Speeds were perfect, and I was jacked in and tethered tight. The next day dawned. It was very nice. I got a full rest, and it was time to go to local businesses like Perfect Imperfections, Sam Serrano, and Denise Serrano's store, and they always have stuff there that I need. And then it was time to meet up with Maggie for dinner and just in general hanging out as we got ready to sail on Sunday. And the winds were light enough that we were able to fly the Spinnaker. Okay, so I am documenting replacing the cockpit bilge pump. Right there, we've already got one screw out, but it wasn't easy, so this is not going to be easy. Let's look at the back side of it. Alright, so all those have to come out, and all those screws and nuts twist. It's going to be very hard to get in to get a grip of these two top ones. I've got pliers on the second one, and not even the drill. My hand drill with the screw tip and with a Phillips head driver can take it out, so it's all going to be bootstrapped. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to soak everything with WD and let it sit for a few minutes, and then we'll try those bolts again. So we're going to spray that now. Okay, so let's see here. We got these four out. These four screws are out, so that this is the part that goes up and down, but the whole thing is cracked. These screws are out, and this is ready to go. Of course, as luck would have it, it's always the last two, and then the last one. You know, this one is going to be a problem child already. It's hard to get to. It's really tight back there. So let's go with the easiest one first. And I can't even use my drill on these because it'll just gouge them out. So it's all by hand. Fun times. Okay, so let's see here. We got these four out. These four screws are out, so that this is the part that goes up and down, but that whole thing is cracked. These screws are out, and this is ready to go. Of course, as luck would have it, it's always the last two, and then the last one. You know, this one is going to be a problem child already. It's hard to get to. It's really tight back there. So let's go with the easiest one first. And I can't even use my drill on these because it'll just gouge them out. So it's all by hand. Fun times. All right, so I was able to pinch it from the back side. The other one's a little further over. So let's try the same thing again. All right, so we got the old one out. It is a Whale Gusher MK3. And as you can see, the handle goes in here, and this diaphragm comes out and sucks the water, about 14 gallons a pump, I believe. Let me look at the box here. Efficient up to 55 liters, 14 and a half US gallons per minute is what we're replacing it with. But as you can see, it broke right there. Look at that. Yeah, literally just separated right there. I'm sure there's a rebuild kit, but this is new to me. I don't know if I should save it for parts. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments down below if any of this is salvageable. But here's the new one. It definitely looks a little beefier. The old one looks a lot beefier than the new one. So I'm sure the capacity here is more. So let's see if we can get this thing put back together. And it's going to be mounted like thusly. So we're looking at It's going to be mounted like that. So we're looking at new holes. Oh boy. All right, here we go. Okay, so as we're looking at this, there's an inlet and an outlet. The outlet looks like a joker valve, as you can see, and the inlet is like a flap. So water comes in here and then exits there. So you want to make sure it's mounted properly. Okay, so we're going to mount it. Right now we're going to put this side on first, the inlet. All right, so we got two of the bolts in, and we've got everything connected back together. All right, so we know that works very well, and I have to tell you, it's with a bit of fanfare that we got this in, just the 2 bolts. This is the space where where I showed you earlier. Very tight space to work in. So in a nutshell, here's what happened. I went in here to connect the outline, and since I'm left-handed, I dropped my shoulder to get in there a little bit better. Found myself stuck upside down and pinned by my rib cage. And I can easily see how people can perish in this space. There was a story of a young man that went into the back seat of a minivan where the seats folded down to retrieve something. He got stuck upside down, similar to what happened to me just about 20 minutes ago. Thank goodness I had this phone sitting on the bench, and I asked Siri to call 911, and they stayed on the phone with me. They had a fire department heading here and paramedics as I was stuck upside down. And then I started to think, what would they do when they get here? So I was stuck upside down, lifted my feet up right here on top of the binnacle, and started to pull my way, wriggle my way up backwards. I finally got my shoulder out, and then another wriggle, and I was able to pop out just as they were pulling into the parking lot. So it's no joke. I mean, death lurks at every corner. It'd be so easy to get stuck upside down, and I just did. And if my phone was where it couldn't hear me and Siri couldn't hear me, I shudder to think what would have happened. So it's no joke. I'm super pissed at this cockpit manual bilge pump right now. You know, put me in a very, very dangerous position where I was literally afraid. Super pissed right now. Once again, thanks for watching, and please like, subscribe, and comment below. Stay tuned for the next episode. See you next time.